A woman runs after her son and calls out loudly, "Son, stop!" The son turns back politely and says, "Mom, what's wrong?" The mother says firmly, "You're going to meet a potential match today. I think you should wear these clothes." The son says in surprise, "Security guard clothes?" Then he smiles and says, "Mom, I just came back from abroad, and you want me to go to a marriage meeting dressed like a security guard? What are you saying?" The mother calmly replies, "Listen to me. Change into these clothes. I'm sure it will bring a good result." The son says anxiously, "Mom, I'm not going for a job interview. I'm going for a marriage proposal." The mother reassures him, "Son, nowadays people choose relationships based on money. If you go dressed like this, the one who accepts you will be sincere. Hurry up and change." The son reluctantly says, "All right, fine. I'll go somewhere else and change." The mother, slightly annoyed, takes his bag and says, "Take off your watch. Give that to me too." The son holds the clothes under his arm, removes his watch and hands it to her. The mother smiles and says, "Now you can go." The son looks at the clothes and starts to leave. From behind, the mother calls out loudly, "Son, may you have good luck." The son stops respectfully and says, "Pray for me, Mom." Then he leaves. After some time, he changes his clothes and arrives at a place. A girl is already there waiting. The boy sees her and walks toward her. He approaches politely and says, "Hello." The girl turns around. The boy gently asks, "Are you here for a blind date?" The girl responds pleasantly, "Yes, I am." Then, looking at his clothes curiously, she asks, "Are you a security guard?" The boy seriously replies, "Yes, I'm a security guard." The girl says sadly, "Actually, my ex-boyfriend was also a security guard. We broke up because of that." The boy thoughtfully asks, "So you don't like security guards?" The girl quickly says, "Oh no, that's not what I meant. I know a security guard is a responsible person." The boy says, "I understand. You think a security guard can't give you the life you want." The girl replies with concern, "It's not like that. Actually, my ex-boyfriend was a security guard. He lost his life while bravely performing his duty." The boy says uneasily, "I'm sorry to hear that. Let me explain, actually." The girl gently interrupts, "You don't need to explain. I don't look down on security guards at all. No matter how tough things are, you stand by your duty and protect others. That's not easy." The boy smiles happily. "Do you really think that?" The girl assures him, "Yes, because you are very responsible people. There's nothing shameful about marrying a security guard." The boy smiles and says, "Actually, I own a company." Just then, his phone rings. He says, "Excuse me, I have an important call." He takes out his phone, checks the number, and answers. "Hello?" Meng Meng angrily says, "Hey, today was our blind date. We were supposed to meet in the park. I've been waiting for you. Where are you?" The boy, confused, says, "I'm sorry, who is this?" Meng Meng shouts, "Are you Dan Yu? We agreed to meet at 10 a.m. in the park. I'm already here." Dan Yu looks around, spots her, and gestures, "I'm over here." Meng Meng sees him, hangs up, and walks toward him impatiently. Dan Yu hangs up and turns to the girl, asking curiously, "Are you Meng Meng, the one Aunt arranged for my blind date?" The girl nervously says, "No, I'm not." Dan Yu takes a deep breath. Meanwhile, Meng Meng arrives and says loudly, "I've been waiting for you and you're just wandering around here?" Dan Yu calmly says, "I'm sorry, let me explain." Meng Meng yells, "What explanation? You don't even understand time." Then pointing at the girl, she says, "Who is she? Are you a security guard? You said you were the boss of a big company." Dan Yu politely responds, "Ma'am, please calm down. At least listen to me first." Then he smiles at the girl and says, "I'm really sorry. I was supposed to meet Meng Meng today. I think I met you by accident." Meng Meng angrily says, "What do you mean? You've been talking to her this whole time and now you're apologizing to her? You're a terrible security guard." Dan Yu smiles and says, "Will you let me finish? And anyway, what's wrong if I am a security guard?" Meng Meng proudly says, "I don't like stupid security guards like you. Go look at your face in the mirror. And the picture you sent me was fake too? And you lied about being a company owner? In my opinion, you two are perfect for each other. You're both poor. You'll suit each other just fine. You won't regret it. I'll go back and tell Aunt Lu I don't like you. I'm going to marry a rich man who has money, cars, and a big house." Then she leaves. Dan Yu watches her go, then turns to the girl and smiles. "Ma'am, I'm really sorry. There's been a misunderstanding today." The girl calmly says, "It's okay. I also came here for a blind date. I'll get going now." She starts to leave. From behind, Dan Yu calls out, "Wait a moment." The girl stops. Dan Yu gently says, "Can we give each other a chance to get to know one another?" The girl becomes curious and happily replies, "Yes, why not? As long as you don't mind." Dan Yu politely says, "I don't mind at all." At that moment, Meng Meng bumps into a secretary who is heading toward Dan Yu. She looks shocked. Dan Yu sees him and asks politely, "Secretary, why are you here?" The secretary confidently replies, "Boss, the company needs you. If you have time, please come. I'll take my leave now." He leaves. Meng Meng runs back and says flatteringly, "So you really are a company owner?" Dan Yu confidently replies, "Who said that someone wearing a security uniform must be a security guard?" Meng Meng smiles and says, "Then I'm your blind date." Dan Yu turns his face away. The girl watches thoughtfully. Meng Meng says to the girl, "Why are you still standing here? Go do your job." Dan Yu stops her and says firmly, "I'm going to marry her. You'd better respect her, and I don't like your attitude at all. You already left, so why did you come back?" Meng Meng says arrogantly, "Why did you hide your identity? Why were you pretending?" Danyu replies sharply. If I hadn't acted, how would I have seen your true face? And besides, you're a greedy person. You mean nothing to me. Then he turns to the girl politely and says, from today, I want you to be my life partner. Friends, elders' advice is never wrong. The one who stands by you in every situation is the one who is truly sincere. What do you think? Share your opinion in the comments. Thank you.